All right. The Northern California Naginata Foundation has been participating in the NCCBF, that's the Northern California Naginata Federation, and Tendo Ryu Naginata. They have been participating with them for 30 years. Their various dojos promote both the modern sport form of Naginata and the classical styles. The MCNF has dojos in San Jose and San Francisco, and Tendo Ryu in El Cerrito. Naginata is very unique in that it has been passed down by women and is the few women's martial arts in the world. Today, it is practiced by all. The MCNF boasts national title holders and Team USA members, and the next World Naginata Championships will be held next year in Denver, Colorado. It is a non-profit organization, and its current board president, Yuki Nishimura, is a former 2019 court member. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Northern California Naginata Federation and Tendo Ryu Naginata.
Now I have a question for all of you here. Who here knows what Naginata is? Please raise your hand. Okay, yeah, we see a Naginata, very nice. I'm not seeing too many hands, and that is actually, unfortunately, the response that we usually get. Naginata is not very well known, but today I'm hoping to show you just how exciting and just how amazing this whole martial arts is. So, let's start with talking about what is Naginata. Now, if you see here today, we have Livy. Raise your hand, please, Livy. And V, please raise your hand. So these two are the senpai. Senpai means like somebody who is more senior, and they are the 3rd degree black belt holders. Now, these two performed what is called uchikaishi, and it's a series of choreographed movements that we always begin our bogu practice. Bogu is armor. Naginata has been passed down, as Robert had generously introduced for everybody. It's been passed down by women, and it's so very unique in that sense. Not many martial arts can boast that. Now, Naginata originally was used by men in battle. It's a long pole-arm type weapon with a curved steel blade at the end. This weapon was ultimately phased out on the battlefield, and it was used more by women and to protect the home and the castle. So samurai women would use these weapons. Now, the Naginata is a little bit different from the one that we use today. Today we use one that is a wooden stick like this with a curved blade. Indicating the curved blade is the bamboo part of it at the top. And J and B have on armor. It's called bogu. Now they have the men, which is the top part that protects their head. And then they have the do, the tare. And what makes Naginata a little unique from other martial arts is that we also have suneate. Suneate are the shin pads, and that protects, because it's a long weapon, we have a longer reach. Alright, so let's see what Naginata can do. Now, J&B, thank you so much. ありがとうございました。 And Shin and Chad Sensei, I believe? Oh, actually, sorry. The two of them will come on. Okay? And they will show us some of the attacks of Naginata. It is called datotsu, datotsu.
I didn't want to bring.
So what we're performing here is the men strikes. As you can see, there are different men strikes. There's the straight on forward one, and then there is the one that comes from the side. The next one is the one that I mentioned earlier. It's called the sune strike, and it hits the shins. Because Naginata is such a long weapon, we are able to have a much longer reach than, say, kendo or other martial arts that you may be familiar with. The next strike is a sune. Another sune. Kote. Let's see some kote. That's the hand strike. Another hand strike. Very nice. Now, Naginata is very unique also in that we traditionally practice on both sides. So, that is both left foot forward and also right foot forward. And therefore, it's both sides and it makes it very, very versatile. Okay, thank you so much. The last strike for now. Thank you. Hi, arigatou gozaimashita. And then let's have Shin come on. Shin, can you do datotsu as well, maybe? Datotsu. All right. Thank you so much. So Shin is going to do datotsu as well. Show you some of the other strikes that we can do in Naginata. So that's with furikaishi. Now, in case you're wondering, why is Shin calling out his strikes? That is part of an important part of Naginata that shows that there was intent in the strike. The strike that he just did, furikaishi, is a rotating strike and very unique to Naginata as well. Hai, nidan uchi. Nidan uchi is 2 strikes combo. Thank you so much, Shin and Chad Sensei. Arigatou gozaimashita. Okay, the next thing we will be showing is engi. So Naginata has actually 2 parts to it. The first part is called engi, which is the one that we're about to show you. Another word maybe that some people might be more familiar with is kata. That's choreographed movements. Now some of you may be thinking, well, why do choreographed movements, right? There's no kind of interesting thing about that because you already know what the next strike is. But the purpose of this practice is that you're pretending like you really don't know what's coming next. And you start to learn what proper distancing is like. Now, a really good partner would be breathing together, moving together. Everything is synchronized. In Naginata, there is a competition portion of engi as well. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so the next part that's coming up is shiai. Now, as I mentioned, the first part is engi, that's the choreographed movements. The second part is bogu, like the armor, and you do freestyle sparring. Now, when I first started out martial arts in Naginata, I hated this part. I didn't want to put on my bogu. I did not want to do this at all. And so I avoided it at all costs. But when I joined the Northern California Naginata Federation, I learned that this is an incredibly important part of our federation. And I'm really excited to show it to you today. Wait, but I just saw so many strikes. Why weren't all the other ones right? All of it actually matters in that it has to have the right distance, it has to have the right kisei, that's the men strike, right? And then as well as just the general footwork and everything else. Hey. Now they're competing for their second strike. Now, as a little background, Jay, the one who is further away from me, has been on Team USA, and he is currently training to be, again, selected. Oh, Suneari, never mind, that was very quick. So now they are tied, right? Each of the flags represent the other players. All right, we will see who wins this match. Congratulations. Hey, arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you so much, Jay and V. Now I hope that excited you all and that you're thinking about joining us and you're wondering, okay, well, where do I get the chance to practice this together? So we have dojos in San Francisco, San Jose, and like Silicon Valley area. But as well, if you're visiting from further away, like LA, maybe East Coast, maybe even international, all of those places might have Naginata. So we are more than happy to connect you with all those locations as well. All right, I'm gonna do a quick interview. I think they're not prepared for this, so they're gonna feel a little bit on the spot. But Shin, here, Shin, I wanted to ask you, what made you want to start Naginata?
Actually, I started Kendo, and then I started to want to hit people with a longer stick.
Okay, well there you go. We have a variety of reasons. Okay, Todd Nelson, I want to ask you the same question. Why did you start Naginata?
I thought martial arts were cool and wanted to be like a big muscle dude, but fell in love with Naginata after trying it.
Yay, yes. So we have different reasons why we are joining the Naginata Club. Now Shin, I want to ask you, what is your favorite part about Naginata?
Hitting people with a longer stick?
Okay, something other than that.
Being hit by a longer stick.
Oh my goodness, yes, that is Shin for you. All right, Todd Nelson, let's get a better answer than this. Something more mature, let's say. All right, Todd Nelson, why do you love Naginata? What is the best thing for you?
I really love the depth that the weapon gives, just in terms of combat, in terms of like body movement, like Ishimura mentioned earlier. Traditional martial arts practice typically one side. In this, it's very flexible. You can practice both sides. Somebody will come into a shiai match and just play the different side. You don't know what to do.
Excellent answer, 100%. Good job, A+. Shin, not so much, but that's okay. We all have different reasons for joining. And I think for me, one of the most important parts is that Naginata really gave me a community, a sense of belonging. And I think right now, with everybody experiencing the pandemic, we're all kind of looking for that. And that's why we're here at the festival today as well. We're all looking for ways to connect with each other. And if you're thinking, well, you know, I want to try something new. I want to see what I can do. I really want to see how much I can push myself, see what I can do more. Then I suggest you join our federation, the Naginata Federation, and I'd be happy to connect with any of you after this show as well. I want to welcome onto stage everybody here. Please come on. JV, Chad Sensei, all of you, Herb, Donna. I also want to mention Herb and Donna, who performed the taiko, that's the drums in the back. We want to say a special thanks to Sensei Susan Horn of Emeryville Taiko for making this performance possible. Now, let us all end together, and ichido, re! Arigatou gozaimashita! Thank you.
All right, let's hear it again for the Northern California Naginata Federation. Thank you, everybody. I feel so safe up here now. All right.